Good morning, everyone. This is Sakis Paraskevov, fundamental analyst at IronFX Global, bringing you the morning comment for the 20th of October. Reserve Bank of Australia released the minutes of its October policy meeting. At that meeting, the bank kept its benchmark rate unchanged at 2%, while Governor Stevens' comments following the meeting were almost unchanged from the last month. He maintained his neutral bias, and as for the Aussie, he simply repeated last month's statement that the Australian dollar is adjusting to the significant declines in the key commodity prices. The minutes of the meeting, however, showed that the bank saw further evidence of rebalancing from the resources sector towards non-mining activity. This rebalancing was being Good morning, everyone. This is Sakis Paraskevov, fundamental analyst at IronFX Global, bringing you the morning comment for the 20th of October. Reserve Bank of Australia released the minutes of its October policy meeting. At that meeting, the bank kept its benchmark rate unchanged at 2%, while Governor Stevens' comments following the meeting were almost unchanged from last month. He maintained his neutral bias, and as for the Aussie, he simply repeated last month's statement that the Australian dollar is adjusting to the significant declines in key commodity prices. The minutes of the meeting, however, showed that the bank saw further evidence of rebalancing from the resources sector towards non-mining activity. This rebalancing was being increasingly supported by the depreciation of the Australian dollar. The labour market conditions had also improved, with forward-looking indicators generally been consistent with the unemployment rate being around its current level or slightly lower in the months ahead. Members also noted that the labour market had strengthened further over recent months and was somewhat better than had been expected earlier in the year. Given these considerations, the board judged that it was appropriate to leave the cash rate unchanged at this meeting and offered no hints on the prospect of a further cut this year. Though there has been speculation that the bank could act as early as its November meeting, in part to offset a surprise 20 basis point increase in mortgage rates by the country's second largest lender. Aussie USD strengthened slightly following the release of the minutes, but failed to gain much due to odds of a rate cut at the November meeting. Canada's Liberal Party has decisively won parliamentary elections. It won the elections, ending 9 years of Conservative rule. The Canadian dollar fell, however, as the Liberal Party plan to stimulate the economy includes running in deficits over 3 years with infrastructure spending, while increasing taxes on top earners and cutting them for the middle class. Nevertheless, the fiscal stimulus could end up supporting the loonie in the long term, if it eventually delivers economic growth. The focus now shifts on the Bank of Canada policy meeting on Wednesday and on the updated quarterly economic forecast. As for today, during European Day, German PPI declined at a faster pace than in August and printed the strongest fall since February. The market reaction was limited, however, at this release, as it's usually not a major market mover. Eurozone's current account balance for August is also due to be released. In the US, both the housing starts and the more forward-looking building permits for September are expected to have accelerated somewhat. These data are likely to confirm the overall strength in the housing sector and could support the dollar. As for the speakers, we have 6 speakers scheduled during the day. Bank of England Governor Mark Carney and Deputy Governor Andrew Bailey appear before the Treasury Committee, while the Bank of England MPC member Ian McCafferty speaks at Bloomberg. In the US, Fed Chair Janet Yellen gives welcome remarks at the Labour Hall of Honor induction ceremony. New York Fed President William Dudley and Fed Governor Jerome Powell also speak during the day. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on ironfx.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade delivered directly to you. And also, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Sakis Paraskevov, fundamental analyst at IronFX Global, wishing you solid trading.